Student model saxophones are fantastic. They're great instruments, but they don't give you that extra push to make it excellent. That's where intermediates come in. Stick around, we're going to be talking about the YAS-480, the Yamaha Intermediate Saxophone. Howdy everybody, my name is Andrew King. Welcome here to Alamo Music. Don't forget to visit us at alamomusic.com where we have this instrument and so many more for you to choose from. Today we're going to be talking about the Yamaha YAS-480, an excellent addition over to the Yamaha saxophone line. This is the intermediate saxophone that is the upgrade from the student, but the in-between to the professional model. And there's a bunch of plus and minuses going with this kind of model in the first place, but we're going to just kind of talk about it kind of dead on, just what the instrument does for you, what it can't do, the kind of specific scenarios you want to use it in, and just how it plays in general is also a very good thing to kind of go over. So the YAS-480 is great. Yamaha is known for its consistency across all of their instruments, especially the saxophone. The Yamaha line of the saxophones is fantastic. Now, if you're probably going to be starting out on saxophone, you might have been checking out the student models as well. The YS-26 is the predecessor to this one, or the one before it in the line as far as the student model goes, and it is a fantastic instrument. Has great playability, goes all the way up and down, superior intonation, and it can take a beating for the most part. It's very easy to fix for most repair techs, and most of the parts are always available. It's probably one of the most popular saxophones in the world. With that being said, the upgrade model is this one, the YAS-480. And the cool thing about it is that you get a lot of great upgrades. From an adjustable thumb hook to make it a little more comfortable for your hands, to a high F sharp key to finally hit those higher notes, say if you're doing some kind of region stuff, or you're doing like etudes and you need to hit that high F sharp. A lot of the kind of intermediate to low high level concert etudes and whatnot, or concertos and all that kind of stuff, are going to have that high F sharp, so you get access to that. The other cool thing about this saxophone, in my opinion, is the best thing, is the neck. It's a Yamaha, the Yamaha 480 comes with basically a really nice YAS-62 style neck. Not exactly that one, but a very like that one. So when you play it and everything, you have a really nice bore to it. It plays very powerfully. You can push a lot of air through it, which is very different from most intermediates. Usually the usual moniker from going from intermediate into the professional or from intermediate to the student model is that the intermediate kind of is an entanglement of the two. You have the student body tube of a student model instrument, but you also get all the parts and whatnot from, say, a professional model. So if we were to kind of break it down easily, the YAS-480 has the body tube of a YAS-26 while having all the parts and neck of a YAS-62. Now, this is a cool thing for multiple reasons. One, it can kind of take a beating, and it's a good investment for a child. If you think your child is advancing very well in middle school, say they're in like 7th grade and they're going to be progressing much faster than you thought, they're taking lessons, they're improving really fast, it might be a good idea to look into the Yamaha 480 as opposed to YAS-62. We don't know if the kid's going to be sticking with it for a long period of time, but with the 480, at least you can have an instrument that will respond to their aspiring talent and get better over time. This is also true for any adult that's wanting to get into the instrument but have a high-performing instrument overall. When you're an adult, it's kind of hard to break down and spend $4,000, $5,000 on a saxophone, especially if you're just doing it as a hobby. The YAS-480, on the other hand, goes for about $3,000, but it comes with a lot of different kind of options as far as purchasing, which makes it a little easier to recommend for adults that are wanting to get into it. And maybe they're adults that played in band maybe like 20, 30 years ago or just got out of high school and they just want a good instrument. This is that instrument. Intermediates are great because they kind of blend the worlds between the student model and the professional. The other cool thing about this instrument, in my opinion, is the ability that it has to adapt. Say that you're playing on the 480 and you're just, you want to try using some aftermarket solutions. The Yamaha 480 also sports a neck connector that is completely compatible with all of Yamaha's custom necks. So the V1, the E1, the C1, and even the G1, which no longer, I don't think is in production anymore. The necks all work on that instrument. Personally, I don't think that's a good move. I think just investing further into a professional instrument would be a much stronger choice. They usually come with a custom neck. It's a good idea in the first place. But this is a instrument that is adaptable, and it's great for any kind of adult or progressing student that wants to look into it. So anyways, let's go ahead and check out the instrument. Let's have a listen to it and tell me what you think, and I will see you in a second. So, what did you guys think? I think that this instrument plays fantastically. The action on it is fantastic. The ergonomics on it just really feel good for my hands in particular. I have some bad habits from playing tenor going into alto, so I had some trouble with keeping my fingers on the pearls a little bit, but otherwise the instrument just played great. It did everything I asked it to. I was able to hit high notes, I was able to hit low notes, I was able to get subtone really easily, so that neck really does help with that. The ergonomics as far as the side keys and the palm keys are also very comfortable. Yamaha's just kind of at the top of their game when it comes to comfortability with an instrument. I think that if you're looking for an instrument that you can upgrade, that you can push further into their line, and you want to stay loyal to a brand, Yamaha is probably one of the most trustworthy brands in that market as far as like strong saxophones that aren't going to fail you over a period of time. Parts are always available. You can always know that you can get it fixed. And in this one in particular, it just takes the cake for a really strong horn. You can push a lot of air through it without it really hitting a wall. I played on a New York vintage Meyer with a 7 and then like a 2.5 blue box reed, and it just blew. I had a really good tone on it. I felt really good about what I was playing. Felt very confident. I didn't feel like I had to make any rules for myself when playing it. After reviewing so many saxophones over a period of time, there is a point where you kind of have to keep in mind some things about the instrument, say some shortcomings or some things you have to adapt to with the instrument. Yamaha just always makes instruments that are very comfortable for me, so I'm very thankful for that. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you coming in. Please leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Did you start out on a student model? I actually got the start when I was a kid. I started on a Yamaha 51, and it was one my dad bought me in the early 90s when I was born, and it was my first saxophone, and then I used that. It was a good one. I had a good time and everything like that. It didn't make me practice or anything like that, that's for sure, but it still was a good saxophone, and it made me play better. But either way, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.